Hello everybody, MightyNifty here, and today I would like to talk to you about my recent trip to PAX East. It was a really fun trip, I had a really great time, the people there are awesome, the organizers were awesome, and the games were awesome. And today I would like to talk to you about some of the games I played in order from worst to best in terms of the previews of games that have been coming out. Now, to be fair, I haven't played any AAA games. I didn't do that. I figure I'm going to play them anyway. There's no reason for me to do that, so I stuck mostly to indie games. So, I'm going to be ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite, and today's games are going to be non-VR. Tomorrow, I'll come to you with another video that's exclusively the games that are for VR. So, first up at the bottom of the list, we have a game from Magic Sandbox called Windscape. It's coming out for the PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, Mac, PC, and Linux. Unknown when, don't know. But that's probably a good thing because this game was very early in development. It's not necessarily a game yet. It feels like a combination of Minecraft with maybe some Fable thrown in there, but it's got a nice unique art style. It's just, I ran into a couple of glitches and it didn't seem very well put together. The combat was very clunky, and the world was very big for how slow your character moved, which made it very frustrating to get around. And if I can get frustrated in 5 seconds of playing your preview, doesn't bode well for your game. Now, do I think they can fix these issues? Absolutely. So, I really hope that they do, because it seems like it could potentially be a cool game. Just what I played, it wasn't quite there yet. So, number 2 is Brutal. Brutato. It's a game by Stormcloud Games, and it's coming out for the PS4, PC, Mac, and Linux in Q2 of 2016. Brutal is kind of an interesting game. It's dungeon crawlery. You go around, you can double jump, you can hit. It's very basic combat. You have a wizard, and he has a staff that has the @ symbol at the top, and all the enemies are represented by letters. But it aside from the really cool style that it had, there was very little substance here. I didn't see any variety in the gameplay. It was very basic. Turning your character was really annoying, but I love the art style, and I really hope that in the future they can refine it and make it really, really cool for when it actually does release. So, coming up next we have We Happy Few. Now, I honestly have to say this was my biggest disappointment, though not the worst demo that I played. It's coming out by Compulsion Games for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Xbox One on June 16th. And that's kind of where I saw the problem. Because I was playing We Happy Few, and it has a really cool idea for the story. It actually has similar tones to BioShock in that it's essentially a very dark world with very unique and creative characters, but they're not too cartoonish. So essentially the British government to win World War II had to do some really terrible things, some atrocity, but they didn't tell me what it was, so I'm assuming that's like a big mystery in the story. So what happened was the government came out with happy pills that made everybody's sadness and disappointment go away so that they could forget the atrocities that they committed. Only problem is you stop taking your pills for some reason and you're considered a downer and you're exiled from society. Now this is a really cool story, a really cool concept, but when I played the game, the combat was really lackluster. It was all melee, and melee combat in first person can go one of two ways, and this was not the right way. It was very slow, very clunky. It was just not great. And on top of that, the sound kept clipping out, and none of this will be a bad issue with a preview, except it's coming out in a little over a month, which is not enough time to fix how many issues I saw. The graphics are okay, like the design is good, but I mean, honestly, it looks like it could have been run on a PS3 or an Xbox 360. It's just, it looks like it won't live up to the expectations that the story might lead people to. I really hope it does. I could be wrong. Maybe I just got a faulty system. Maybe it was because I played it at the very end of the day and everybody else had already played it and something went wrong. Either way, I was very disappointed because it does seem like it could be a really cool game. Coming up next is Mekazoo. One of the two. It's essentially a game where you can take an animal and you can control other animals by transforming into them. Again, really cool art style, really cool graphical style. Gameplay was a little disappointing in that I only played the part where it was a boss battle, and this was an issue because they didn't exactly make the boss battle winnable for somebody who hasn't played any of the game yet. It was really difficult. And as far as a demo goes, if you're not going to tell your player how to play the game, there was no tutorial, there was nothing anywhere that I could find that would tell me the controls, and you're going to drop them into a really difficult boss fight, they're going to get frustrated. Now granted, I can't put this any lower because I only played that one demo, and I only tried it like 10 times. And that may seem like a lot, but it only took me like 10 seconds to die every time. But you can see why that would be frustrating, so hence, that's why it's here on the list. Next is Killing Floor 2. I have never played a Killing Floor game, so I have nothing to expect from this game. It's coming out for PC, Linux, and PS4 on April 21st, 2016. Oh wait, it's already out. Cool. It was alright. It was kind of like a horde mode, but you can trap monsters in places, leave traps. It was, what I expected. Graphics weren't crazy good, they weren't terrible. It was just an average experience overall. But if you have the chance and you're looking for something to play and you like horde modes, then yeah, pick it up. Marooners. Now this was cool. It's out on early access right now. It's made by M2H Studios, and it's coming out for PC, Mac, Linux, and possibly PS4 and Xbox One in the future. It's a really fun party game in which everybody plays minigames at the same time, kind of like Mario Party style minigames. But it jumps around from a set of maybe like 4 or 5 minigames, and if you lose, you're done for that game. But you can still keep playing the other ones when they show up. So you could lose, say, running away from boulders a la Indiana Jones, but the next game you're still back in there. It can kind of suck when you're one of the only people to die and everybody else is living for a while, but it is a pretty fun game, and it was cool to play with other people. It was definitely a good party game. I would say I would prefer it if they had a central theme to tie everything together, but once they get that, this game is going to be golden. We're getting into the really good stuff here, the top 5. So, number 5 is Streamline. And Streamline is made by Proletariat Studios, and it's out on Steam late 2016, and it has a really cool concept. So, Streamline is a game where you play Pac-Man in 3D, but if you run into somebody and you punch them, they're out. If you get hit, you're out. It's like search and destroy kind of thing, where one time you're done. But players aren't the only people affecting the game. If you're watching the game being played on Twitch, you can vote for modifiers to the game. So things like the floor is lava means if you touch the floor, you die. Things like don't touch anybody. If you touch someone, you die. The combat was okay, it was pretty basic again. You just run and punch somebody, but with the turbos and the whole idea of getting points as opposed to killing people to win, but it can still help you because it gets other people away from what you want to get as points. And on top of that, there's a hunter who hunts everybody. It was a really, really cool idea, and I can't wait to see what it's like. I actually got to speak to the graphic artist, and she did a great job. The style of the characters is really awesome. So, yeah, Streamline, check it out. Number 4 is Air. And this is being made by Forgotten Key, which is a little indie studio from Sweden. I'm not sure when it's coming out or for what platforms. I'm pretty sure it's coming out for the PC, but that's all I really know. But oh my god, this game was so cool. It's essentially this girl, she can walk around, but then you can turn into a bird anytime you want. Sounds weird, but flying in this world was so relaxing. It was so beautiful. Now, the only way I could compare it, maybe not necessarily the graphical style, but the only game I could compare it to feeling-wise, the feeling of the gameplay, is Journey. Imagine playing Journey, but you fly. And I really have to commend them on that. Forgotten Key, you guys nailed that. I would like to see maybe being able to do a flip in the air. Like, if you go up, it shouldn't just make you go back down. You should be able to, loop-de-loop. But that's a minor complaint. The game is all about exploration and adventure, and I got to try it for a little bit, but it was really, really cool. I can't wait for this one to come out. Number 3 is SEUM. Seum, maybe it's a word, I don't know. Speedrunners from Hell. And this one is being made by Pine Studio, published by Head Up Games, and it's coming out on Steam in summer 2016. Whew, God, this game was hard. This was a tricky one, but it was fun. Like, the graphics, not great. They look like not great, but I could care less. This gameplay was so cool. Alright, yeah. So what is it? First-person platformer, where you have to get from the start to the finish as fast as possible. If you don't do it in time, you lose. If you get hit, you lose. But the modifiers, so cool. Like, there was one where you can throw something and it'll become a fireball. There was one where you reverse gravity by holding a button. There was one where you can teleport to wherever you throw this like little grenade thing. It was so cool, it was so inventive, and the way that they designed these levels made it really fun. And if that level design continues throughout the whole game, this one is going to be one to look out for. So check it out. Number 2. Ooh, I love this one. Oh, it's good. Brawlhalla. Imagine Super Smash Bros., but the items aren't cheap. Oh my god, it was cool. So essentially that's what it is. You beat the shit out of people, you try to get them off the stage. It's kind of like Smash Bros. Time Mode, which, oh my god, I hate Time Mode in Smash Bros., but it was really fun here. I don't know why, but I would like to see a stock mode at some point. Either way, if you get to the edge of a map, you can wall jump up and you get a double jump. It is really, really cool how many different things you can do. And I only played like 2 matches, but they were really fun because I got to try out different moves and I felt like I was learning already. And that is how you make good game design. That is how you can tell that this game was designed really well. Brawlhalla is being made by Blue Mammoth Games, and it's coming out on Steam. It's already got its open beta from November 2015, and it's free to play. Definitely check this one out. This one is awesome. Number 1, and there is no way that my voice could do this justice, so I'm gonna let the announcer do it. Hey, what's this game called?
100-foot robot goal!
Now, I know what everybody might be thinking. This was at PSX. This is totally a VR game. Yeah. I didn't play the VR version. I still call it my favorite game. If there was no VR, this would still be my favorite game. Yes, the jumping was a little glitchy, but you are a 100-foot tall robot, and you have to play golf through a city, and while you're playing golf, your opponent plays golf at the same time. I used to play golf, and that was actually kind of fun, the idea of doing that, but nobody ever wanted to do it because you could get hit, you could get hurt, blah, 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 blah. But this was so much fun. This would be a great party game. If you could get 4 people playing this, it would be amazing, beautiful chaos. And I loved every second. Just seeing like the creative animations when you win, the whole destroy the city. I took a chance, alright, when I played this game, and my opponent was about to take a swing, and I jumped in front of their ball. I was like, okay, well, it's just going to go through my character model because they wouldn't let... Oh my god, it bounced off the robot and went backwards. You can block each other from getting the ball in, and you can destroy the city. You can shoot things. You can have fun. That's my favorite thing about this game, is that it just lets you have fun. And this game is being developed by No Goblin for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR, and it is coming out 2016. I highly recommend you keep an eye out for this one. And there's my ratings list for the best games of PAX East 2016 without VR. So, tomorrow I'll be coming at you with my VR list. I hope you're all excited. I sure am, because I hadn't used VR until I went to PAX East, and I'm sold. So, That being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please feel free to subscribe if you want some more. And as always, guys, have a mighty nifty day today.